there's so much information out there that it's like when you're at a dinner party, for example, and you're sitting around talking. The art of the bullshitter doesn't exist anymore, because people are going to catch you on your iPhone or whatever. And not to say that I'm telling lies at dinner parties all the time, but there was always that person that you were just like, I don't know if that's true. But now it's like everybody can just check on you instantly. So, and there's a loss there. There's a loss to the culture of the charlatan, where everything can be policed so closely. And I think that there's some kind of poetry to this idea of that kind of magician who can go in and hoodwink a huge crowd of people. And so that sense of magic, that sense of possibility, the wilderness is disappearing, and I think that that's a little disturbing, because I think that it limits us creatively in the big picture. I mean, obviously, additionally, I'm concerned about the European economy and what's going to happen if and when Greece leaves the Eurozone, and how that's going to affect the market. I'm concerned that art's becoming too much of an industry, I think, kind of culturally, and I think that a lot of that we can attribute to, the growth of the market, we can attribute to the kind of ways that we're dealing with commodities as Westerners, in terms of big box retailing. You see it in Italy too, where you start, the Esselungas everywhere, the Brico Center, all this stuff is the same, city to city to city, where it used to be that you had to know this guy, his cousin worked for the company that made the wire for ships, and you go and you get the spool of wire. You have to have all these different kinds of relationships to get things done, and I think that there's a loss there too, because it's like, and now everybody does things the same way. So there's a loss of creativity there. And so all across the board, in terms of the way we live our lives, things are getting less and less creative. Oh, you want to go on a date? Get online. Everybody's Facebook. And so all of the kind of nuance of our interaction becomes more and more the same, and which helps, I think, in some ways, the art market, because there's so few unique objects. There's it's like you can't own one of anything anymore as somebody who's looking for auspicious wealth, like a marker of wealth. So as culturally art becomes more important for reasons that I'm not super comfortable with, because a lot of it's commodity driven, and what that commodity means within the culture that's more and more the same all the time. And I think that that's a little disconcerting. I'm not sure there's anything to do about it, but it does bother me.